Well, I've basically wasted my entire day away playing some Battlefield 6 beta, but that's all right because this game definitely has intrigued me and has got captured my attention and has honestly gotten me addicted this Saturday when I've been playing it since I did not get early access. Today was the first day I was able to play Battlefield 6 open beta, and man, it has me excited for this fall when Battlefield 6 actually fully releases, because I have not played much of Battlefield for many, many years. The last Battlefield I would have played a good amount of would have been Battlefield 1. And I played a little bit of Battlefield 5. That was the last Battlefield game I picked up. But I didn't really care for it that much. So I basically just kind of got away from first-person shooters for a while. Right around when Battlefield 1 was out, I just kind of lost my interest in them. So yeah, anyways, I'm feeling pretty good about Battlefield 6 so far. The beta is awesome. I'll go over in this video what I like and what I don't like, what's been kind of some issues I've ran into. But honestly, this game feels so good. So let's get into this video. Now, first off, I just want to talk about the stuff that's not so great about the beta. Now, it's really not too much. Like, my honest biggest issue that I've ran into is just getting kicked and then being stuck in the queue because this beta is so popular. Like, there is so many players that you have to sit in a queue and wait to get on because the servers have been at max capacity. So I'll show a screenshot right here when I was playing in the peak of the afternoon, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 153,000 people ahead of me, and it said that I was in queue waiting. Now, it's a bit of a pain when you get into the game and you get kicked for a connection issue, and then I have to restart and sit in queue for another 10 to 15 minutes, because this afternoon when I was playing, it took me about 10 to 15 minutes to just get to the main screen and be allowed into the server. So that's honestly, I think just they probably didn't expect the beta to take off this much. Maybe they just didn't plan it for it to be this big, because the capacity of the servers obviously is not enough, and it could get worse at full launch if they don't do something about the servers. But as I mentioned, it's a beta, so there's going to be issues like that. They're trying to wean out all the kinks, and they're probably trying to max out the servers to see how they do. So that's honestly been my main issue. The other issues that I've ran into, I mean, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing it. I've watched some other YouTubers talk about it from the early access. The shotgun is a little bit ridiculous. Shotguns are a little bit overpowered, but I've also had a lot of fun with them as well. So whenever I'm using the assault class, having a shotgun as a secondary is pretty sweet in close quarters. Now, for my last, I guess, issue, if you want to call it, that I've had with the beta, hasn't been terrible, but I found that there's the odd game where it's not my connection, but it seems like my hit detection's off. Now, that could be just something to do with some tuning on their end. I'm not too sure, but I have ran into that a little bit, and I'm also not the only one, as I've watched some other YouTubers also talk about this as well. And some other people have talked about having the odd little glitch with visual glitches and stuff where the screen goes a little wonky, but I haven't ran into that, and I'm sure that they're going to work on it once the beta's all over, and that's what this time is for them to get all the feedback possible and make the necessary improvements before the full launch of the game. Now, the open beta doesn't have a whole pile of game modes to play, but it's definitely a good enough variety. I've been bouncing around. I started with Breakthrough Initiation, which is what most of the gameplay is going to be from in this video, because that's what I wanted to start at, because I am extremely rusty on first-person shooters. I have not played any first-person shooter for quite a few months. The last time I would have played something would have been Call of Duty back in like January or December. But I don't know, I've not enjoyed Black Ops 6. It is honestly a terrible game in my opinion, and I just am so tired of seeing them, Activision, only care about adding skins and stuff that doesn't make any sense, like the American Dad and Family Guy in Call of Duty. Like, give me a break. That's insane. I can't believe that there's like animated TV characters running around in Call of Duty now. I just saw that online when they released those, and I thought that's insane, because last time I played, it was probably in and around when they were releasing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or just before that. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I've had enough with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So anyways, I'm extremely rusty, so a lot of this gameplay is Breakthrough Initiation, which is a mix of bots and real people. So you can play it up until rank 15 in the beta, and then you have to play some of the other game modes. So there's your regular Breakthrough, which I really enjoy. You got attacker and defender roles, so you end up playing as the attacker squad or attacker team, and then or the defender team, and you just have to defend or attack certain territories and take over each one, and make sure that you end up not losing all your lives. If you're the attacking squad, you basically run on soldiers, so that's your amount of lives for your whole squad, and it's large scale battle for the game, so that's awesome. That's what I love about Battlefield, is the big game modes where you got piles and piles of people battling it out. I always loved Conquest there too, and Conquest is in the beta, and it's been an absolute blast to play classic old Conquest in a Battlefield game. That's what I remember in all my memories from Battlefield 3 and 4. Those were my most played Battlefield games, and played a pile of Battlefield 3 and 4 when I was in high school. So, and then I actually, weirdly enough, really enjoyed Battlefield Hardline too, but that was a few of my buddies and I actually played that a little bit when we were in college, and that was when it came out, and that was actually a lot of fun too. But then the other game modes you have a couple small game modes where you have a lot less players and they're smaller maps. You have King of the Hill and Domination. So Domination being the one where you capture all the flags, same as in Call of Duty. And then King of the Hill is similar to Hardpoint, or King of the Hill if you're used to playing Halo. There was also King of the Hill in Halo. I remember growing up playing that. So yeah, King of the Hill, where there's that moving area you have to capture and hold. So I've been having an absolute blast with all the game modes, bouncing between them all, and it's just been an absolute blast to play the beta. But now I want to talk about some of the guns. Now, as of this recording and when I'm going to be releasing this video, I'm currently only ranked 14 as of this recording, so I haven't tried out all of the guns yet, but I've gotten to try out quite a few, and I've found a few of my favorites. Probably my favorite assault rifle and gun in the beta is the NVO 228. That gun is just, I don't know what in the world it is. I threw on a few recoil attachments to decrease the recoil, and it is a laser beam, hits hard, and it's just my best gun. It is my absolute best gun, and I have it maxed out too for its weapon rank. Then I also started out with the M433, that's your starter assault rifle, and it's okay, but I just couldn't really get used to it as good as I was able to with the NV0. So the NV0, slower shooting, hard hitting assault rifle, and it just feels really good. Now, then you also have your carbines, and I have tried the M4A1, and it's okay. It's not great. It's not as good as the NV0 for me. Maybe it's just my playstyle, but it's still a pretty good carbine. And then the AK-205, I was just trying that in one of my last matches, and that carbine is incredible at long range. It is very accurate, and I found that I could just pick people off from extremely long ranges with ease. So I absolutely love the AK as well. Now for the submachine guns, I haven't used them a whole bunch. I tried out the SGX a little bit. I just unlocked the PW7, but the SGX was okay. I've never been a big submachine gun guy in Call of Duty or Battlefield, so I always usually stick to carbines and assault rifles, anything that's farther distance. And then the LMGs I haven't tried yet, but I'm usually not an LMG guy. I just like my ARs, kind of run and gun, quick reload, and assault the enemies. So SMGs are okay too. I usually use them a little bit in Call of Duty, but for whatever reason in Battlefield, I've never been a big SMG guy. And then when it comes to the rest of the guns, the shotgun I've already talked about a little bit. It's extremely strong, the M87. It's very fun to use, but it also really sucks if someone on the other team is using it against you. So it's a lot of fun when you're in all the power and you're just destroying the enemy with a shotgun, but it really sucks when someone on the other team is really good with it, because then it gets to be a little bit frustrating. But the shotgun's really good. And then when it comes to the DMRs and sniper rifles, I have not tried sniping or using any of the DMRs yet, so I'll have to try using them a little bit when throughout this beta here this weekend and on to next weekend there too. So those are a bit of an overview on the guns I have used. My favorite is the NV0 by far, and then probably I would say my next favorite is the AK-205, and then probably the M4, and then the M433. I guess I should say M4A1 is probably my third favorite, and then my last favorite being the M433 out of all the assault rifles and carbines, and then probably the SMG. The SGX I just couldn't really get used to, so it's definitely at the bottom of my list for my favorite guns in the beta. I also just wanted to touch on why I have been loving this beta of Battlefield 6 so much. Like I said, I mean, my favorite Battlefield games, the golden age of Battlefield for me was Battlefield 3 and 4. Like I said, I didn't mind Battlefield 1. I played it quite a bit, and Hardline. When it came out, when my buddies and I were in college, we played a lot of that, and we had a lot of fun with it, but I can definitely see where the community came from, because it was an odd game for sure. But this game feels like golden age, you know, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. It really feels like my classic Battlefields that I grew up playing. So I still have never played the first Battlefield, any of the Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company 2. I've never played any of those or any of the other games that came before those. So I'm definitely not the biggest Battlefield fanatic, but I definitely had my fair share of fun with Battlefield 3 and 4. And those were my favorites. So this game just has me intrigued and extremely excited. I will probably end up pre-ordering Battlefield 6 if I continue to have so much fun after next weekend, because I'm definitely going to play the beta next weekend too. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast to play a Battlefield game and to play a game that doesn't have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all these ridiculous characters running around. Like, Call of Duty's just gotten ridiculous. I don't enjoy Call of Duty anymore. Activision has honestly just killed it themselves. They've really turned away a lot of the loyal fan base that has been fans of the series for years, and they just don't listen. So people have been saying, quit with the skill-based matchmaking, quit with these ridiculous skins. And that's obviously where they're making their money, is the skins. So they just keep pumping out these really ridiculous skins. Like, to have Peter Griffin on the battlefield in Call of Duty, like, give me a break. That's insane. And yeah, it's not really for me. I like a more realistic game. So I've had an absolute blast playing this game. I don't have any ridiculous people running around. I'm not getting killed by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so that's a bonus for me. And as long as Battlefield does not follow Call of Duty with some ridiculous skins and DLCs, I can safely say that I will absolutely love this game, because right now it feels phenomenal. And there's nothing ridiculous about Battlefield. It is a military warfare game, so it's and that's what it feels like. I mean, all the characters, they look like soldiers, the guns look like guns, everything is how you'd expect it to be for a military shooting game. So not like the way Call of Duty went, but that's besides the point. Anyways, I've rambled on about enough, I feel like, about my dislike for Call of Duty these days. But anyways, if you guys have not played the open beta, definitely boot it up on your PS5, PC, Xbox. It's an absolute blast. I've had so much fun playing this beta, and I encourage you all to test it out for yourselves, because it's definitely got me excited. I sure hope the full release is going to be an incredible Battlefield title again, like Battlefield 3 and 4. Anyways, I'm probably going to go back to playing some Battlefield now. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one.